What's good? What's good? Sports Source back with another video. Thank you to everyone who has subbed in the past few days. The growth is continuous. We are so ahead of schedule. I love where we are. We still got some days to keep growing before the 2-month mark, which is in 5 days. Please get us to 115. I want to aim for 200 by the end of next month. I think our free agency mark will be really big, but we're going to hit our intros, and then we will get into this. So we have Punk over here.
Yep, I'm your resident Misfit Punk, now officially Commander Punk on pretty much everything, so it's permanent now.
Then we have Darren, a Raven fan.
Yes, sir.
If you want to address your Instagram, you can.
I'm good for now.
Yeah, you want to.
I'm enjoying my time with my two friends here, talking about sports, backing it up. You know,
Yep.
We having fun, enjoying our personal views of everything.
Yeah.
I just can't wait till we get a set of particular fans to come up on here with us. I'm saying,
Yeah.
check it out.
So
The Bills Mafia join us.
yeah,
We want someone from the Bills Mafia to join us.
we will.
And have
We'll get that. We'll get one from every fan base at some point, right? Anyways, we got a lot of time to go. But tonight, I want to address something before we really get into some football talk. I think most of my followers here are subscribers. Sorry, as my family, whatever you want to consider yourselves, right? Because I'm here for every single one of you guys. But as some of you guys may know, a guy in certain, not going to give his name. I'm past the point where I want to make him look bad, right? He already made himself look bad enough. He wanted to. I get it. We have different opinions on every platform. I love what I do here. I love what I do on every single platform I talk on. I love it, okay? And I get it. You can have a difference of opinion. That is completely fine. I respect everyone's opinion. I want to come up in here, have a positive talk about everything that you disagree with. I am fine with that. But the moment we get into attacking people's families, threatening to kill them, telling people to kill themselves is where you draw the line. At the end of the day, he just lost his cool. He tried to make me look bad. He may have DM'd quite a few of my followers and on my IG to make me look bad. You guys, if you guys truly knew me, I would never say that word. That was presented. So again, I'm here to have a positive platform. I don't want to attack people over an opinion. And that's what makes Instagram so hard to like to be on. I like to be on it, sure. But when you get attacked, it's not the funnest. But I'm past it in the sense of I've moved on. You can forgive, but you cannot forget. You have to respect the people's opinion. We live in a pretty bad world as it is. So why turn on people over opinion, right? We're all different. We're all gonna have a difference of opinion. I think we can all agree on that, right? I mean, no one is gonna have this. Not every person is gonna have the same opinion, no matter what you say. So again, you have your opinion. I have my opinion. I'm completely fine with it. And if you do believe what was said, you can just block me because I'm not going to fight with you. What's good? Oh, hey, man. Thank you for the new logo. Ashley, shout out to TGGX Sky High. Thank you for your new logo. I want to put that out before I finish up my talk here. But, yes, if you are no matter what opinion you have, I will respect it. At the end of the day, we're all human. You don't know what another person is going through. So attacking them is not the best idea. Again, we're here for football talk. I want a positive platform. I don't want to sit here and have to, because I'm not going to entertain that either. Because I did entertain it for a moment. I did want. I still hope he gets the help he needs because that's pretty fucked up what he said. But I'm here to move on from that. So anyone who actually still believes what he sent to you guys. If you believe I said that word, you can just block me. I'm not going to try to fight for you to stay, fight for you to believe me. I don't care if you believe me. I know what I did. Again, IG is a platform to talk on. It's not attack. It's not to attack people. Anyways, today, everyone here, me, Darren, and Punk, will be discussing the So we have a overview of the AFC East and AFC West teams, and then after that, we're gonna play the game I call Rebuilder or Contender, where you're gonna let me know what you think about them. So the overview, we'll start off in the AFC East, the Miami Dolphins. The bad. Let's start off with the bad. Seven
game losing streak.
I think that was to start out the year.
Jinx.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll talk about what followed after that in the positives, but yeah. Right, bad. 7.
The QB play wasn't great, but again, you have to look past that. Look to the O-line work. The wide receiver core was pretty bad outside of Jalen Waddle, who was probably their only consistent on that team. They didn't really have a great roster to start out. I don't know if they had too many injuries, but that's also not an excuse I like to hear. Again, at the end of the day, we will see what Mike McDaniel changes that team to be. But Brian Flores and I'm frozen.
How you like that?
Is my say
that
okay, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
The Flores situation. How do you like how that he's back at Pittsburgh?
Linebacker coach.
We'll discuss that in a bit.
Yeah, we'll discuss that in a bit, but yeah, that'll be something to talk about.
We'll talk about that. I will give you every aspect of every way to look at this. But the Miami Dolphins, Brian Flores failed horribly as a head coach, and at least he took a job. Vic Fangio might want to look to do the same thing, where he might not want to sit out a year to say, I'm not going to take any other spot than a head coach. Well, buddy, looks like you're out of the NFL.
You might not get that.
No, he's not going to get that. We've seen him as a head coach. He failed horribly.
Why do they want to be so aggressive and what the word I'm looking for? He's trying to hold on to something that he knew he wasn't good at because he's not at the position anymore. You got let go of your position.
He failed as a head coach, but he feels like he deserves another chance. I don't believe he does. He's been there for 5 years and he did jack shit.
The biggest issue with him, he couldn't find the franchise quarterback. He invested too much in Drew Lock.
He's not an offensive guy. He's a defensive coordinator. And I think he needs to realize that. Come to his senses, man. If you really believe you get a head coach spot, there must be one. Bro, you have to wait for one pathetic-ass team to hire you, and that might be the Chicago Bears. I'm just saying. They're pretty pathetic. They don't know how to hire. But they got a new head coach, so I think they're fine. I think if you take a DC spot, if you say you will take a DC spot, you might get hired. Because everyone knows you're a great defensive coordinator. You can coordinate the defense, but you can't coordinate an offense for your life dependent on it. Just saying. Again, with Brian Flores, I'm happy for him, but I don't want him to come up and try and take over that offensive quarterback spot and say, hey, this is who I want. Because do I really believe Watson's going to go there? I don't know, but I feel like he's going to push hard for it. But we'll see.
And the Steelers need a quarterback, so
we will talk more on that in a second. Everyone who actually is in here, let me put in the link if you want to join our talk. Sorry about that. I always do that, and I forgot today. Okay.
Wow.
Yes, can come join up.
Deshaun Watson getting traded to Pittsburgh.
I don't know, but it's gonna take a lot because we'll talk on that. Actually, you know what? There's more that links more into the Texans, which we'll talk about here. Actually, but the Miami Dolphins positive from the year still had a really good defense.
Mhm.
7-game
A
win streak
negative?
after the 7-game losing streak.
Now, I do think another negative that you could really say is they might lose some defensive players to the Steelers because he's leaving Miami.
Yeah.
I think might be Emmanuel Ogba might be gone. I don't know who else is on end of contract. Kyle Van Noy might go to Pittsburgh. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely going to be some turnover. Steelers are probably going to look to upgrade at least their defense, but yeah.
Yeah. AFC East wise, Miami competed up until they were, I think their one loss that really hurt them, not to get into the playoffs, was of course the Jaguars. That team had some sneaky, crazy wins, but they were also sneakily really terrible. Like there was times it looked like they were straight up pathetic, and then there was times like, hey, this team will be great for the future, and I do believe they will be one of the brighter futures of the league. Miami had they need an O-line because I've said this before, and I'm going to continue to say it. I believe Tua can be a stud if he gets an O-line and he gets some more weapons. Come on, I think this has kind of come to the point where we are in a NFL league where it is heavily towards the pass. And you need an offense that can pass the ball at an elite level or you're not going to compete. Those run games don't work. And we've seen that with the Titans. They will never compete for a title unless they don't get a real quarterback that can throw the goddamn ball.
True.
I think we're through the years of seeing an average quarterback go win a Super Bowl. Just saying. But if you guys want to add anything on about Miami, you can. But I might move on to the next team after that. So, any final thoughts?
Let's see about. Well, they had. No, go ahead, Jerry.
Flores is a good defensive coach. I agree with you at that. It wouldn't hurt to try your arm, or if you went as far as even got you a great awesome offensive mind person, behind you on that offense tip. Because you can give all opinions you can about that defense, but if you don't have an offensive mind also, how are you going to run that team? It's going to continue to fail. It's going to continue to fail, but I think he's going. What's happening now? If that goes through, he's going to be okay.
Now, when I speak on how you might ask me questions like, how did Brian Flores fail as a head coach? He failed because he failed to get behind the fact when he was offered that job, it was because when he finally got the job, right? They went out and drafted Tua, and it's like he had an immediate hate on a rookie quarterback at the time, and from the start, he set up Tua to fail. He really did. He didn't attempt to build around him. He just made the offense worse around him. He didn't care about building around Tua. You know what his eyes were set on was a really good quarterback, and I understand that, but to not even give him a chance was crazy. What he needed was a coach that could stand behind him and say, I believe in you. No, he put all the hate in the world he could against that quarterback. He made him look bad, and he attempted to make him look bad because he kept randomly drug testing him, hoping one of those drug tests came back negative. The guy, Tua Tagovailoa, came back, I guess, in the terms I saw, it said that he came back much stronger and more, I guess, lean, right? He was stronger and coming into his second year. He let, during the offseason, he worked hard to get stronger and bigger. But his head coach, Brian Flores at the time, was saying he thought this was him taking drugs to get bigger, and he randomly drug tested him throughout the whole start of the year, and he tried to make Tua look bad. This was behind all these. There was no rumor or nothing, no report put out until he left. And Tua's whole camp has accepted that this was true. They've put out every claim that they could. Was this true or not? I don't know. And if it was, should he really ever be back as a head coach? No, but I don't think he will ever get a head coach spot again. But he's a defensive coach. I think he's really the defensive coordinator, but they hired him as this. But I think he'll take over the defense over there in Pittsburgh. So we'll see. Now, I'm going to talk more on that when we can. But if you guys want, we can move on to the next AFC East team.
Let me say something about their draft class. They actually had a pretty good draft class. Obviously, Jalen Waddle, excellent, pretty good to excellent wide rookie year for him. Jalen Phillips did fairly well. Javon Holland also did very well. So they did have a good, at least, beginning of the draft. So at least they have some building pieces to work with, and they have other pieces.
At the end of the day, my point is, look at what they were drafting. I get it. They drafted really good talent on the defense. But outside of Jalen Waddle, throughout these last few drafts, who have they drafted to build around Tua? Outside of Jalen Waddle, who have they built? I mean, they haven't built him an offense. They haven't even attempted. They wanted to go build an elite defense and have an average offense. Let's be honest. That will no longer work in today's NFL. Today's NFL, we switched up. It's to, hey, you have to have an elite offense to go win. And teams are starting to realize that you have to have a defense to a standard. Yes, you do. But you don't have to have an elite defense to go win a title. You don't. Just make the right plays, make the right moves, and you will do what you need, and you will win a championship with an elite quarterback and an elite offense. That's where we are adjusting to. Hey, any more final thoughts on the Miami Dolphins? If not, we can move on to the New England Patriots. So I guess the bad you could say is really young, and I mean they were so really young that it came back to bite them in the ass in the playoffs, where they got absolutely blown out. Took it like a champ though. Good fight all year. And for anyone who thinks that team was rebuilding this year, no, they were rebuilding last year. And entering this year, they were a playoff contender, and I said it, they were going to make the playoffs. They were a really good team. Mac Jones performed all right. He wasn't nothing special. So we'll see what the New England Patriots do. The bad could be that they're going to lose J.C. Jackson this offseason. They will. We already know what the Patriot system is. It's low contract guys that will play for you. They're not going to go pay JC if he wants some big money, right? Mm-hmm. I think if he asks for more than $10 million, he's out. And I think that's almost a guarantee. He's going to get more than $10 million. He's gone. And they're also going to probably lose Donta Hightower, who I get it. He didn't perform well, but he was still a leader on that team. They're going to lose guys, right? And they might even lose Jacoby Myers after 1 year. I don't know if Kendra Bourne's still in contract. Nelson
he has 2 more years left on his contract.
Okay, then you have Nelson Aguilar. I think he's still around there, but the tight end spot,
he signed on a 1-year contract.
They definitely overpaid at the tight end. To be honest, they paid about $50 million in total salary for like 1,300 yards combined between two tight ends. And your system was supposed to be tight end heavy set, and they didn't throw to the tight ends heavily. I don't know why. You invested all this money in 2 guys who, well, one to me is straight up, and I've been told this is true. He's a blocking tight end, and the other guy is a third down tight end. Do we realize how much they overpaid for 2 guys? Come on, man. They did
Hunter
overpay.
Henry was injury prone too, so that was another.
But Jonnu Smith is a blocking tight end. Is he worth $9 to $10 million a year or whatever he got paid? No.
Can he do more than that? I mean, shit. You can get anybody to put out there as a blocking tight end. You can put extra linemen out there.
Mm-hmm.
That you can. And that's my point. I said those weren't going to be great signings, and here we are. But then the Patriots, I said they were going to lose that first-round matchup. The Bills were more experienced. They've been to the playoffs more, and they were a better team. Not too bad Stephon Diggs didn't want to show up in that championship game or that divisional round game against the Chiefs. Because if he showed up, they might have won that game. Josh Allen, he was there. He was everything. He was the only reason the Bills were even in that game outside Gabriel Davis. Gabriel Davis will be a star in this NFL. We will see how he does next year. But the Patriots, bright future. But also they're probably going to lose also players like Trent Brown on the offense. They're going to lose a bunch of guys, right? And that's not going to hurt Bill Belichick because he's just going to replace them with guys that want to come on low contracts. That's what he does. And he makes it work. I've already said he's one of the greatest coaches. Not the greatest, but he's one of the greatest.
You want to here's something funny. What I noticed about Bill Belichick, the great Ravens slogan. They say, "Next man up." The Ravens always say, right? One go down, the next man up. Well, Belichick kind of lived that.
He does.
Know he will not pay you no money.
No.
Like you say.
I think that's why he loves.
He always got that position set up. Before he let you go, he done already drafted somebody that when I'm gonna have a problem with you 2 years down the road because we know it's contract talk time. So I'm gonna go get the safety right now. And I'm gonna bring the safety up. So when you go, he's gonna be ready to step in.
No, I think that's why you look at J.C. Jackson's. He's going to be replaceable for him, but we don't know what he's going to replace him with because I'll be honest, no one on that roster right now that he's going to keep is going to replace him until he signs or drafts another guy for the future. And he's fine with drafting for the future. His team has always been elite. You know why that was? It's because he was able to keep Tom Brady around for 20 years. You know what? Tom Brady was the greatest thing that happened to him. Tom Brady kept taking low contracts to keep building championship rosters around him. You know what?
Yep.
They're going to replace Trent Brown because you know what? To me, he's a bum. He don't play all the season. He played 8 games. He's fine for 8 games. He was fine for 8 games this season. Before that, he's a bum. He's played like 12 games in 3 years. Bum. You're replaceable. I'll make you honest. We'll see what he does, but I still think the Patriots, no matter what you think, they're gonna be right back in that convo for being a great team. They'll be back in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, they are.
Oh yeah.
One thing I don't count him out. I am not gonna lie. I did not have them making the playoffs this year. I did not have them as a team to pick. I'm surprised what Belichick has actually done with the team this year, despite of getting his ass kicked by Brady. I mean, but still. What he had to work with.
But here's my point. That game, he kept Brady in check all game. He did. He kept that Tampa Bay offense in check. But I don't think it was dumb to say that you didn't think they were going to make the playoffs. I think they were going to make it from the start. They were one of the best teams coming in. They had a great roster. Now you look at the future of that team. Is it really bright? I don't know. I don't see them winning any of them divisional titles anytime soon. It's gonna be Josh Allen's division for the next 10 years to take, and we will see how that team does.
I give the Patriots 2 or 3 years, and they be back in the division title race again.
They might be in that race, but
I don't think Josh Allen can stay on. He can keep the Bills on top that long. For one, the Bills is going to run into a money cap problem soon. And then
they're going to figure that out. All right, I'm not saying they're bad, but the Bills are so talented in every position, and they're gonna go win a Super Bowl before they let the Patriots take that division again. They will.
They have to. The team gonna be broken up soon because no team out there, no owner has kept the players that he wanted to keep, even after a Super Bowl. They just get too expensive.
Well,
and that's the Bills is going to get too expensive.
The only team to do that was the Bucs, and they did not return as a championship team. And I'm gonna be honest, you have to change up the roster every year because the way the NFL works, you cannot bring the same roster back. And you know what? The Rams, they're gonna try and do that, and you know what? They're gonna fail. They'll be the next team to fail to bring back the same team because you know what they want to do? They want the same roster back because they think that's going to work. And then there's a talk of Matthew Stafford getting paid down near $40 million a year. Is he really even worth? Is he worth that? No, he's not. I don't care if he won a championship or not. He's not worth $40 million a year.
If he ain't had that, they wouldn't have been there.
What's up?
If they didn't have that defense, he wouldn't have been there.
If he didn't have Cup, you can't convince me otherwise when I say this. You could have put most quarterbacks in that situation and they would have won a championship. Because you know why? Outside that defense, they had the best receiver from this year. Not saying overall, because I'm still thinking Adams. I'm still taking Adams over Cup any fucking day. You can call me crazy, but at the end of the day, Stafford, to me, he ain't no top 5 quarterback. He was carried by an elite offense around him with elite receivers all year. And it was carried with the elite defense. He's not worth $40 million. If they do that, hell, I don't even think they can afford that. They're so broke right now. How are they going to be able to afford him? Because I'm telling you right now, Aaron Donald, I know he's not retiring this year, but expect him to retire in the next 2 to 3 years.
He got what he wanted.
I know who Aaron Donald is. I know he's still in his prime, okay? I'll give him that. But if you don't understand, he takes a beating week in and week out. He's a 300-pound monster with no fat on him. But goddamn, dude, he takes a beating because they know who he is and they can beat him up and they're physical with him.
Uh-oh.
What's on?
Screen just went black. It came back.
Oh, you're okay.
Oh, it happens.
It does happen quite a bit. They need to fix that on this app. But if we're done speaking with the Patriots, unless you guys have any final thoughts, I will let you speak that. We will move on.
Yeah, we can move on.
Okay, I'm fine. The Bills. The good I can start with was they were an elite offense all year. And the defense performed so high all year until they lost Tre'Davious White. They still performed pretty good, but they're gonna get him back next year. We'll see how good they are next year. I think they'll be pretty good. I think they're gonna be hungry for that championship of the AFC after that loss to the Chiefs. And I think the NFL really the NFL needs to make that rule change. Again, I'll keep saying it. There's a bunch of rule changes that need to happen. I think that there needs to be coach reviews under the 2-minute mark. I think that's something else I've been thinking to myself, like, why not let a coach challenge happen in the final 2 minutes of a quarter? I don't know. You can't just expect the booth to make that.
Come upstairs. Like, they don't even do that correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, if we can see a foul clear on TV while we watching the game live, you know they see it with all the cameras they got.
Yeah, no, there's no way that they don't see it, but they're just
when they don't call down the plays because they can't
on a week-to-week basis, the rule changes for any team, and you can't convince me otherwise. These rules, they're not being followed. It's fucking ridiculous.
So tell me this then. Tell me this, because I'm waiting for this news to hit the air. I'm so waiting on this because I believe it's going to happen down the road. Do you think the fact that they open the books to the public for gambling changes any play of any professional sports team right now?
It's already it already has affected the NFL. The NFL, the gambling is crazy. It's horrible. I think it needs to be taken away. This effect on the football field it's in full effect. It needs to be taken. I don't know how else that I can convince anyone to say that, but here we are, and the gambling has affected NFL games week in and week out. There are teams who deserve those wins, and they're not giving those wins because the ref's like, oh shit, the gambling is here, and the gambling. The fuck is happening?
Keep the games within a point spread. I mean, how often does that happen during the season?
Too many times to count with.
I don't know. It's horrible. I really hope gambling's taken away. It's affected the NFL, but shit, I'm not even here to talk about gambling. We can talk about that a little more here in a bit. But we were on the Bills. Yeah. Once they lost Tre'Davious White and then they didn't have him for that game against the Chiefs, I knew there was one issue that was going to be really seen, and that was how to guard Tyreek Hill. And he was almost impossible to guard all game. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
When they get Tre'Davious White back, we will see how they do. I think they're going to be pretty good next year. Their championship window, to me, is closing. It's kind of like the Titans. It's in the next 2 years, or they're not winning a championship. The Bengals have a really bright future, so I'm not going to give them. I think their championship window can happen any of these years. They have big money they can throw around now. Dependent on what they do this free agency, will they let Jesse Bates go? Who will they let go? Like that's the real question. What will they do? Because without re-signing Jesse Bates, they have $54 million, and there's other safeties in this free agent class. And Jesse Bates is coming off an off year. Do they re-sign him or not? I don't know. I know he had the interception.
Marcus Williams is another safety that will be available because the Saints can't bring him back. We all know that.
Yeah, I think maybe they go after Marcus Williams, who might be a little less money, and he can still spend about 40-something million on free agents to get better. Again, what will they do this free agency is a big question. They had a really good defense this year. They do need to replace Eli Apple. We all saw how evident that was. He cannot guard anything with his life on the line. After talking all that shit about the Saints and the Chiefs, he got clapped back, and now he's pretty silent.
They riding him. They was giving him the blues.
Deservedly, because the guy wants to talk too much because he's in the Super Bowl after being carried by the whole entire other players. And he puts up that play that he made on Tyreek, his only highlight of his career outside of being bitched up by Cooper Kupp. His only good highlight of his career, stopping Tyreek Hill at the goal line on a terrible call. I don't know where that came from, but we have more to talk on the Chiefs. You guys may not. What?
You stay giving Cooper Kupp props.
What?
You stay giving Cooper Kupp props.
Oh, Cooper, man, I was hoping Cooper Kupp burnt the fuck out of that. My God. There was – I remember seeing the one joke. It was talking about how Eli Apple it was like the apple has been burnt. I was like, oh, God. Anyways, what were we going to say, Punk?
Right.
Oh,
how did we get to the Bengals? They're not in the AFC East. We forgot about the Jets.
Well, no, I was talking about how did we get to this? Wait a minute.
Because you brought up something about the Bengals and we was talking about it. You brought up the cap space that the Bengals had.
Yeah, we gotta get off that. Okay, we're talking about the Jets. The Jets are next, guys. Sorry about that. We're off a little base. The Bengals, they'll be next Saturday, guys. Jesus fuck, I'm a little ahead of myself right now. I'm a little out of the world right now here, but God. Whoa, geez, I don't know what just happened. We're gonna shake that off and act like that didn't just happen. I gotta find the whole. God damn it. Okay, there we go. I gotta get my phone charged. My God, this thing's dead almost. Anyways,
what's the Jets?
The Jets. I guess Zach Wilson looks like the best QB they've had over the last 20 years.
He's at least showing some signs of life.
If they can give him if they can keep building up that O-line and they can give him more weapons outside Corey Davis and
Elijah Moore.
Yeah, more. I don't follow the Jets and I don't give a damn about them. They suck. We just need to see what the future looks like. Not much positives to talk about them outside of Zach Wilson and Elijah Moore look pretty okay. Negatives. They were once ran by Adam Gase. They are pretty okay for the future. I don't know what their cap space looks like, but we'll see how they do this.
What team you talking about? The Jets?
The Jets.
Yeah, they got $48 million cap space.
Okay, they can make a move or two.
Effective. That's the cap space, and it says effective cap space. The Jets got $35 million. Active spending, cap spending, they got $160, and dead money, they only got $1 million in dead money.
Wow.
They
That's
they,
actually
Again.
impressive.
they doing their numbers is up there.
We'll see what they do,
You
right?
got a bunch of teams in the
really-
red too.
I really don't know who would really want to go there at this point. They're kind of just gonna go have to overpay for like a Jacoby Myers or something. I mean, that's kind of where we're looking.
I think they're gonna have to rely heavily on the draft again.
They got the
And they
money
have
to-
2 top 10 picks, so that
I
could
think-
help.
I think that one of them should be used on the center from Iowa. They already have, I think, 2 guards that are really good, and then go get a tackle, Cross from Mississippi State or something like that. They need to build from the draft, build that O line up, and once they get an elite O line, go look at the maybe a second, third round wide receiver. Just build up from there, right? The draft is where they will build, but they'll be fine, right? Now they're not. I'm not even going to give them a championship window. Maybe like 25 years down the road they'll be there. But hey, Jets keep getting happy about your first good quarterback you've had in 25 years, right? It's almost like when I tell the Cowboys, you can have your first
That's
win.
once it's Chad Pennington, at least, yeah.
I mean,
I'm looking for them.
it's almost like when the Cowboys talk about, Micah Parsons won that race with Terry. I'll give you guys that. That's your first win in 25 years. You know what? Outside of, Jerry Jones, I don't think there's a win there. That's like an L. He's like a hell. He's an L human. He's a terrible human. I don't know why we're getting on that. But anyways, I guess we can start up with the rebuild or contender for the AFCs, and then we'll move on to the AFC West. Rebuild or contender for the Patriots. I'll give them contender a little down the road. We'll have to see what they do in the free agency. I think they'll be a contender for the playoffs. I'm going to give them pretender for the Super Bowl, though.
Yeah, contender for the playoffs definitely should look to get at least another wide receiver and figure out a way to get out of those tight ends contracts because that was a waste of money. I don't see them being Super Bowl contenders for at least another couple of years. So, but yeah, they are definitely I could definitely see them making the playoffs again this year. Yeah, because remember they're a young team, so that'll help. They'll just continue to grow together, gel, and that should be good. Darian?
Yes, sir. Well, I'm gonna start with the Super Bowl. I agree. Right now, I don't see them as contenders for the Super Bowl. They got some little ins and outs they need to straighten out first. And Belichick is great with filling in them plugs and holes. And, he ain't gonna let his ship sink. As far as making it to the playoffs, yeah, they contenders. Even what they got, I think they can make it back to the playoffs.
They're gonna find a way.
They'll look at the division.
They'll find a way to get back in that conversation for the playoffs, and they'll find a way to keep the ship going. But again, outside of that, we'll see what they do. Right? Jets. I think it's what?
Watch them land a big name wide receiver in the offseason. They're gonna grab him somebody big. Watch.
We'll see. Jets are no question just content. I don't even want to say contender, rebuilder. I just want to say keep growing. I'll make an extra word. Just keep going. What's up, Awesomeness Sports? I have the link if you want to join up. But yeah, I'm gonna just make it the word. I'm not even gonna say rebuilder. They're not rebuilding. They're just growing. We'll see what they do. Right. I don't really think there's any question beyond that, unless you guys disagree. But they're keep growing.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be through the draft. We'll see. Now, if you're the Jets, I know I'm not really looking. I'll say, I know I'm kind of, getting on a different track here, but if you're the Jets, would you consider moving 10 for a little lower and extra assets?
Depends on who's available at 10. It really depends on who's available at 10.
I get that. Yeah, no, I'm not saying move down 20 spots and get an extra say. I'm just saying maybe go get
What if they move up?
What?
What if they move up?
I don't know. I mean, a really
It is a guard.
interesting. I
It is
know
a
this.
guard on the draft board that they want. That might not be there, but it is a guard up there that they want. That's supposed to get picked high in the draft.
I don't know. Here's my point. Like, they really have built up that offense to be something, and I think an interesting name in the free agent market, and this is why I mention him now, is Marcus May. I think that if you're them, you have to replace him by going to get Kyle Hamilton. I know it sounds crazy, but if they can go get Kyle Hamilton, they can finally get rid of the nuisance that Marcus May has been to that franchise. He's continuously been an issue within the franchise, and it's because he's continuously, I don't know, he's just not really been part of that franchise. But if they move on from him, they will be fine. As long as if they can go get like a Kyle Hamilton, I don't know really what they give up, but imagine having him in the back end with a guy like Quinnen Williams at the D line. And
I
then
wouldn't
linebacker.
trade it back. They picked
What?
twice in the top 10.
Yeah,
They
I know,
picked-
I get that. But
Yeah,
I'm
I
also
wouldn't-
not
I
saying
wouldn't trade that.
I'm also not going to say sit here and trade 4 and 10 for like 1 or 2. That's not really worth it. No one is really to me that draft. Ikeem, if they really want Ikeem, they'll get. I mean, I don't think he's a top 2-3 pick. I don't think he is. Evan Neal, I think, should be number 1. To me, the Jags, not going to even speak on that. You know what? We'll speak on that a bit. But again, the Jets are a building team. Now, say they don't get him, they can still go get the safety from Michigan, Daxton Hill. He's 21. He's kind of a freelancer. He can move all over the field. He can make the tackles. He's a sideline to sideline guy. He can do that, right? Just not at an elite level like a Kyle Hamilton, but he could grow and be better. Again, we will see what the Jets do. Miami, again, it just depends how this free agency goes for them, but I'm going to give them a rebuilder. They're not really a contender yet, so.
Yeah, they'll have a new head coach. They still have some pieces to work out, but as long as if they can fix the O-line, get another wide receiver to pair with Jalen Waddle, I think they should be okay and contenders for the playoffs within the next couple of years.
Yep.
Yeah, not right now. The next couple of years. And I go as far as saying I give them 2. I think in 2 years they're going to be making noise, some good noise. Super Bowl, no time soon. Super Bowl,
Bill.
no time soon.
Yeah, the Bills, they're a contender for both. They are a contender. They might even have the chance if they have an all right free agency. I think, I know it sounds crazy, but they should go full on out and try to make a championship roster this year. Go to get another guy next to a Stephon Diggs and a Gabriel Davis. Get a better running back so they have an actual run game. Maybe even going to trade for a Christian McCaffrey. Now, I'm not saying trade your first-round pick because I don't think he's worth a first-round pick. But if you go trade a third-rounder and an extra third-rounder next year or something, that's assets to the Carolina Panthers. And it's already been actively announced that they're fielding calls for him. So if they go land a Christian McCaffrey and he can actually stay healthy, they will be my favorites to come out the AFC next year. Now, that is a big what if. They need to continue building, and they need to pull a Rams and go full on this year.
Yep.
Question.
Go ahead.
Question. Didn't Josh Allen get a new contract?
Yep. He didn't get paid enough. He didn't get paid what Mahomes did, but he's – again, if they want to make more money, they can.
They're gonna be in trouble, bro. There's no way they didn't even win the Super Bowl, and there's no way they're gonna keep this team together to make another good enough run. They better hope none of their players.
I get your point. Okay, I get you want to say they can't keep this roster, but who says that? They're not gonna be in any trouble.
They don't have the money.
Look at Kansas City. Look at what they've done, man. There's no way if Kansas City can keep that team, if the Bills want to keep that team, they're going to find a way to keep the team or at least keep going for the future. There's no way that they're not going to keep going with that team and they're not going to get better, right?
Mhm.
They're about to lose what's the name because he ain't staying.
Who?
Kansas City because he want that money, and I don't think Kansas City gonna pay him. He want
Who?
that top money.
Tyrann
Big head.
Matthew?
No, the Ravens. The guard they got from the Ravens. Orlando Brown's son.
Oh, Orlando Brown.
Tackle? They traded a first round pick for him. They're not going to just let him walk.
He want that
Go
money.
sign him. I know he wants that money, but they have that money. They have it. Believe it or not,
I don't know.
believe it or not, they might have the most cap space when we talk in 3 weeks. They might. And that's the scariest thing I've ever said in my life.
Depending on who they get rid of.
Who says they're getting rid of anyone?
Well,
Who says that?
If they
Because
don't,
they can make cuts. Those DNs that over there and they have guys that they can cut and restructure. And Mahomes has restructured his contract every year, and they might have a possibly $85 million to work with. That's from an inside source I was looking at, and everything I've seen, they might have some really big money to make this free agency, and they might make some moves. Again, these are all just reports. If they cut
they do that, they can keep Tyrann Matthews then.
They're going to keep Tyrann Matthew. They will. I mean, unless he really wants to leave, which he doesn't, I think he's going to stick around there. The Chiefs are still that team. They've made so many restructures that they've built money for the future. And, yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
AFC West?
Yeah, we can talk on the Chiefs. They good. I guess we can speak on the bad because there was more.
I guess we pretty much did just kind of speak on the Chiefs.
I guess, if you look at it, I know it sounds crazy to say this, but they had more bad than good this season. I know that sounds crazy to look at, but you look at the start of the season, they performed at such a low level that they absolutely sucked in the first half of that season. Their defensive coordinator sucks. He's so inconsistent. He sucks. They were finally getting better in the second half of the season, and then they laid an egg against the Cincinnati Bengals in the regular season, and then they did it in the postseason in the second half. As we all know, lots of questionable things happened with that team. Now, I got this info yesterday as apparently Bieniemy is probably gone. He is probably gone at this point. The chances of him coming back as the Chiefs offensive coordinator are slim to none at this point. He had a spat with Patrick Mahomes in halftime of the Bengals game, and they had to be separated. Where that play call before halftime, right? He changed up the play call, and Patrick Mahomes said in the locker room, he said, "You make a bad play call like that again, and I will take over play calling." And Bieniemy did not like that because he said everything goes through him. And Andy Reid got into it with him, apparently, I guess. A whole spat, right? We all know this, right? Will Bieniemy come back? No. I can't really tell you it's probably no. They might go hire Matt Nagy, which sounds absolutely crazy, but it might be a realistic thing now because Bieniemy, he came in apparently with an attitude that everything was going to go his way or the highway, and I guess they chose to go his way because they thought it was going to work, and it clearly didn't work in the first half of the season, as we all saw. So I think that's kind of his little signal. Hey, you're kind of gone, because when things ran through him, we saw this in the first half, right? They sucked. This team looked like they weren't even going to make the playoffs at one point.
Yo, Patrick Mahomes' money is ooh.
He restructures it every year, so he's fine.
Just looking at this, like, wow. Looking at his numbers is like crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. And apparently, Kyler Murray wants more money than him, guys. Just saying. Fucking overrated. That fucking overrated toddler wants more money.
No. No.
What?
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, you talking about the overrated toddler that wants some money, dude? Dude, I remember I saw this video. So when he was running up the field, like running away from people, they really said he looks. There was a video that, and the caption was, "He looks like a toddler running away with stolen candy." I'm like, oh my god,
He's
it was
stupid.
funny. I actually found it funny, but no, I mean the fact that he wanted that money was kind of crazy. But no, Patrick Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks, and I think they're still going to be really good for the future. They're undoubtedly one of the best teams in the league, and to me, they are a top 3 team entering the NFL season next year in the AFC. They're a top 3 contender to go win it all next year, win the AFC at least, and we will see how the Raiders' future looks. But that is the next team we'll speak about here in a second. Good for them. Again, they're going to probably keep everyone around. They had a great second half to boost their season, and we will see what they do in this free agency. Do they really make any big moves? I think if you're being honest, they need to make some D-line moves, some secondary moves, and a O-line move. O-line's all right. It just needs maybe a few adjustments, and then even a wide receiver too. We'll see what they do.
Yeah. Well, the staff hirings, in particular for the Raiders, have actually been pretty good for the most part, especially the defensive coordinator, secondary coach.
To me, this post, shit, I want to find it now. I don't know if I'm able to find it, which is going to kind of piss me off, but I want to find. Jesus Christ. I don't know who posted it. Damn. You know what? I'm not even worried about it, but.
Derek Carr don't have no guaranteed money in salary. Nope.
What's up?
I was like, Derek Carr didn't have no guaranteed salary in his contract.
Yeah, he does.
He doesn't? Oh, okay.
He's got one more year.
The pair says no.
Interesting. But yeah. So do you think they'll truly end up extending him? Since you're a Raiders fan, what do you think they're going to do with him?
Yes, they will, because Josh McDaniels loves to absolutely dick ride this guy. And I'm not a hater. I just don't think he's worth damn only $40 million. Now, what do I think he'll make? It won't. These reports are misleading, and this is why I say don't listen to reports. It actually has to be something that you hear from a real, actual source. I don't think he's going to make more than $30 million.
Cool.
Derek Carr.
I think he'll get paid about a 2-year, $50 million. If I'm being honest, he's not getting paid $40 million a year. If he does, I'll give up.
The big question is, because this is what they're looking at now, and they're changing in the direction of the quarterbacks. Unless you have a team that's set up for right here, right now, it's a short contract, big money. Or now they looking at the long contract and spread your money out. You think he'll get a long contract?
Fuck no. Excuse my language, but God, he is not, dude. He's even said it. If we were to go and get Adams, he's going to take less money, and it's pretty evident. This team is set. Whether or not you disagree or agree with me, we're actually we're a very well set up team. I don't know why people think we're such a rebuilding team. Like, I'm sorry, laces on leather. I'm gonna call you out on my stream. What the fuck was that post talking about? We rebuilding? Like what?
They pretty much.
We are 1-2 O-line. We're 2 O-linemen and a wide receiver away from competing. What the fuck does that have to do with rebuilding?
A new team, new stadium. Like, I mean, I think they doing pretty good. Like, sometimes it take a while to turn over and get the talent that you need. And they put this together nicely.
People want to blame Las Vegas for all these stupid things the NFL players are doing. You know what? Stupid people do stupid shit. Don't sit here and blame Las Vegas. Alvin Kamara is just a fucking dumbass for what he did. You know what? He's not gonna get much jail time. He only hit the guy twice, and they're still gonna get some time. He'll pay it off at some point. But Henry Ruggs was an unfortunate situation. Haas did nothing, And Damon Arnett's just a fuckboy. He's just a fucking dumbass. We should never have drafted him to Las Vegas. He was too dumb, immature, and stupid. Don't sit here and blame Las Vegas for all these players. Hobbs done nothing. Again, stupid people do stupid shit. But Las Vegas is built up nicely. I don't know why people want to sit here and say, "Oh, we're a 6-11 team at its finest." Motherfucker, we just won 10-7 without a head coach and a wide receiver and no O-line. That tells you a lot. If we can build up that O-line and get another receiver, man, we scary. I don't know why people don't want to admit that.
Damn, Vikings.
All right, so let's see. Chiefs, Raiders. Okay, so do we want to do Chargers next, or do we want to do Broncos next?
One second here, actually.
Chargers to the Broncos.
I was gonna say actually for the Raiders, inconsistency. Thank God, Gus Bradley's gone. He was really bad as a DC. Whether you like it or not, I ignore defense improve. But actually, how much did it really improve? Let's be honest. How much did it really? We still allowed some of the most yards per game passing. And he ran that soft zone 2 coverage, so
we got y'all beat in that category.
I know you do. I know you do. You had Marlon Humphrey and Anthony Averett with 800 yards each at least.
We was getting toasted, right? Good gracious. I think we led the lead in most big plays given up.
Yeah, you guys really no offense, but you guys really fucking sucked on defense at times. It was horrible. I mean, but at least I would still rather watch you guys than the Cowboys, who I'd rather watch paint dry than watch their team play. Or their fan base suck off their fucking players. Jesus Christ. They were sipping
paint before every game.
What?
I heard they were sipping and painting before every game.
Bro, I really heard it. Bro, I really got to see a stupid ass, and I'm calling you guys stupid because that's what you got. Cowboys fan base is. It's just filled of retarded fuckers every year who, there's some actually believe Micah Parsons is better than fucking TJ Watt. I don't know what y'all been smoking, but I'm going to need some of that because that's fucking delusional and fucking stupid.
You got that anxiety Kush.
Oh my God. Whatever they have, I want it because how do you come on? And I know I respect people's opinion until it becomes just really straight up dumb. I still respect your opinion, but just not a lot. Again, I'm not going to bash you as a human. I'm just bashing you as what the fuck are you saying? Anyways, you want to go on the Chargers? They were good, but again, the questions that were raised about Justin Herbert came out to be very true. Could he get the job done? And he has failed to get that job done. He had a better core around him than Derek Carr did. I don't think that's really
rush defense. Ugh.
Just disgusting. It was horrible. I thought the Raiders' run defense was bad at one point, but God, it never compared to the Chargers' run game. That was sickening. Y'all put that
and
on the
they had
field?
A defensive-minded coach, too. That's what makes it even more bad.
Y'all put that shit show on the field, but y'all still have a quarterback who y'all believe is top 5? I'm sorry. I'm not putting Justin Herbert in my top 5. If you don't like that, suck a dick. I don't care. Justin Herbert ain't on top 5 quarterback. Answer me this. When is he really top 5? It's when he gets the fucking job done and actually makes the fucking playoffs. Now, I'm not going to put him below Mac Jones because he made the playoffs, but Justin Herbert had a better team around him than Derek Carr did. And that's not even arguable. And Derek Carr arguably probably had a better year. He put up similar stats with one receiver. He didn't have no Waller. He didn't have no wide receiver 1 for more than half the year.
I was going to say that to you. Hopefully, at least he's not the type of player that can go out there and no matter what, win or lose, long as my stats is good and my stats stay where they should be at. The problem with that is it's hard to deny the money when your stats is there. Even though you're not winning, the stats are there, and it's hard to kind of deny because they do look at the wins and losses. But if you make an argument about his stats, you know, it's sad to see that because they got so many performance clauses in these contracts. You got to get this many catches. You got to get this many yards after the catch. You got to get this many yards from line of scrimmage from running the ball. You know, they got all these bonuses and stuff in the contracts, which is sad because it like we go back to the Vegas thing with them allowing gambling involved in it. How much of everything that's being done, it falls back to that.
Yep.
I don't really, and I don't compare stats really to rank quarterbacks though. I rank, I rank it based off, for one, the situation they're in, and how did they perform under that situation.
Yeah, but when they come to the contract talks and stuff, and like now, Lamar's he doesn't have an agent. He's doing his own talks. But the one thing Lamar knows and he got on his hands, would you say Lamar's an elite quarterback? I say he's up there. I'm not going to say not exactly that elite yet, but he's there. His stats is there. And as hard as the Ravens are having a hard time trying to put that money out there for him because they got burnt in the past every time they do that. I don't think Lamar going to burn him because he is who he is. But they do have a problem with putting out that money. They do have a problem. They did it before, and they did it with Flacco. And I said it when we had Flacco. I said after they paid him that money when he won the Super Bowl, I said he ain't gonna be shit offs after that. And he didn't. He didn't play the same after that.
I'll keep it real. I've had this discussion with many fans. To me, Lamar's all right, but he's I don't know. To me, he's nothing. He's not elite. He's not. He doesn't have the pocket presence of a quarterback that I can fear as an elite quarterback. That I say, hey, he can go out there and throw 300 yards in that pocket. His game is based off being outside the pocket. You know what? It's not going to work. He's going to get himself hurt, and he's going to have a shorter career because of that. I don't know what it is, but he cannot throw the ball consistently. He needs to get better with that.
With that offensive line, and he's going to get himself hurt. If they get the right people, they and not stop looking for just a blocking guard, a blocking tackle. They need a guard. They need an offensive lineman that got feet that can move around. They need an offensive lineman that can hold his hands up. Is not going to get slapped around by these defensive players. They get somebody that can hold that position and that can run block and pass block, he'd be fine. But when I felt bad for Eli the last couple of years at the Giants. What can you do when you hiking the ball and you take?
Oh,
I think he froze. Oh,
fuck. Okay. Okay. Okay.
You back?
Darren, yeah. I hear you now.
I can hear you.
Okay. And what are you going to do when you hike the ball and you take a 2-step back and then that lineman in front of your face? If your boys can't block, your lineman is everything. Your lineman.
I said the same shit about Carr for the first 6 years of his career. He had nobody blocking for him. But you know what? What I'm saying is also, if you know your O-line sucks, go to what works. Stop running play action. That's one thing you cannot do anymore with the Ravens. If you're running play action and you have no time to throw, stop doing it. Just stand there, catch the ball, and have your receivers, they don't even need to go out running 50 yards. Have them run 2 to 3. Have him run short routes so he can throw the ball out quick. That's how Carr succeeded. This year, a lot of times you can view it. Derek Carr got the ball out quick because he knew his O-line sucked. You know what?
He killed us with that. When he played us, he killed us with that.
Yes, he did. You know what? Fuck you, Brandon Parker. You fucking suck. How are you such a waste of space on the field? You can't block nobody. And I really hope, damn well near, we keep you, but as a backup. Because if I have to watch Derek Carr get killed because of you, so man, I'm not gonna be happy. We have 40 plus million right now. We better get some money to go protect goddamn Carr. That's what McDaniel said he is wanting to do. So make us believe it.
Yeah, they better do that, else he gonna be in trouble.
How did we even get on the talk of the Ravens? Holy shit.
We rolling. We down to Denver.
Oh,
Come on.
do we have anything more to say about the Chargers? Because that's what we were on. I don't know.
I
If
will
we
be
really
honest.
have anything.
I will be honest. Yes, Justin Herbert's a good quarterback, but he better figure out that he better figure out how that stats don't matter. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter if you have 5K pass yards. I would rather have. I've asked this question to a lot of people. Would you rather have better stats but not make the playoffs, or worse stats but still make the playoffs? And I said it. It's worse stats but still make the fucking playoffs. That's what I've said. Denver.
It works for both ways, though.
Yeah.
You think
so Denver. I can't give you any positives. I'm sorry. The way your fan base came out to overrate your team. Like I'm sorry, your fan base. I'm sorry, your fan base dick sucked the fuck out of you guys and made you guys look like such talent, and then you guys went out and just shit the bed. Like, dude, we had Bronco fans saying that you guys were going to be the best secondary in football, and you guys might have arguably been one of the worst outside of Patrick Surtain and maybe Bryce Callahan. Quarterback situation, I knew it was going to suck fucking ass. There was no argument there. The run game, apparently, as Melvin Gordon has came out to say, he will not take a back step. So he might actually be gone because they said they want to bring him back. He said he wants to be a Bronco, but yet he also said he would not take a back step to Javonte Williams, who they've even said will be the starting running back no matter what next year. So Melvin Gordon might be gone. Jerry Jeudy, to me, has shown very little promise to none. 400 yards isn't going to cut it. Your fan base said you had elite potential, and I have yet to see any elite potential out of you. I don't care who your quarterback is.
What I saw from the first year confirmed the problems he was going to have.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to hear the excuse he had a bad quarterback. Look at Terry fucking McLaurin. That's what I want to say. Terry McLaurin had a bad quarterback. You know what he did? He fucking puts up damn near 1K. Cooper Kupp.
I could even go over the quarterback.
Cooper Kupp had Jared Goff and he put up 1K. Don't worry this excuse of a bad quarterback. I don't give a damn how bad your quarterback is. If I see Terry McLaurin put him 800 yards, I don't want to hear it. The thoughts on the Broncos, y'all suck. Y'all better figure out y'all future because y'all future right now, if y'all don't get Aaron Rodgers, and I'm going to tell you right now, y'all not getting Aaron Rodgers because I don't know if you saw the recent report. The Broncos were calling about Aaron Rodgers and nobody was picking up. That was the funniest line I've ever read, that the Broncos have been actively calling the Green Bay Packers and nobody has picked up the phone. Funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. I've almost never seen that happen, like where a team just doesn't pick up the phone. They're just like, yeah, we're not even gonna pick this up. It's kind of not worth our time. So now the Broncos have said that they would target a Jimmy G or Carson Wentz, and I'm like, please do. I will be so fucking happy if they land a fucking Jimmy G, because you know what? That means less competition in this fucking division. Fuck you guys. Any thoughts on the Broncos or Chargers, actually, because I didn't ask your thoughts on the Chargers much, but any thoughts you guys?
I think they go after Jimmy G.
It would not surprise me if Jimmy G or Kirk Cousins were to end up becoming their quarterback.
Yeah, they did have interest in Kirk Cousins.
I want to make the point on Kirk Cousins. He is a Viking. It's almost guaranteed at this point. They've actually discussed even giving him a contract worth $40 million a year. Yep.
What? They know?
The Rams guy had said he was going to build a team around Kirk Cousins, and he wants to pay, and that they've talked about paying him up to $40 million a year.
I know Eric likes that right now because just a couple 2 days ago, I saw an article that Washington was really heavily debating on going after Cousins.
Ugh. I hope that was a false report.
No. I think it's more false because they're actually, if I'm being honest, everything I've seen, Commander, you're not going to like this, but y'all are going to give up a potential second-round pick for Jimmy G. You guys are actually actively. You guys are in actual trade talks about Jimmy G, and you guys have even brought up because if the recent report I had seen that they want your guys' first, and you guys are unwilling to do it unless more is involved.
Good.
Yeah,
although I still don't want Jimmy G in a trade.
I mean, if you give up a late third for 1 year of Jimmy G, I think that's fine as long as you draft a backup, a quarterback, a rookie quarterback to develop behind him for 1 year just to see what he does. But again, Commander Punk might actually, guys, I want to guarantee this right now. He will come on this stream with his beanie over his whole face if they trade a first-round pick for Jimmy G. He will probably be crying under that beanie.
Probably. Yeah. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I do not want to give up a first for Jimmy G. I swear.
They've actively they're stuck on your first round pick, and you guys have said if we get more, sure. Now, would you be okay with Jimmy G and a third and a future pick for your? I don't even know. I think at the most you give up a second rounder. Now, if you get Jimmy G in a fifth or something for your third round pick, I think you'd be fine with that maybe. For 1 year Jimmy G, I think I said, but
if we got a third If Jimmy G for the third, I'd be happy with that.
But again,
if you don't have offensive firepower, and you don't have an offensive line, he's not a quarterback that's gonna. All right, you're saying to yourself that okay, I'm 2-3 years and I'm a real contender, okay?
Yeah.
But you bring in this guy. He's a right now quarterback, not a quarterback down the road that's going to move your team.
No.
If you don't have the right people in place right now,
in all fairness, no hate, I don't view the Commanders as a contender.
I do.
Again,
it really depends on what they do.
Darren, I've said this before, and if you heard me before, I said this. You're not a real contender unless you got an elite offense. It doesn't matter how good that defense is unless they have an actual offense. Outside Terry McLaurin, they don't really have a really great weapon because I'm sorry, Curtis Samuel played 4 games or something, right? And then you have Logan Thomas, who's always injured. I'm sorry, I can't give you guys that. And then your running game is a little inconsistent. You're going to lose Brandon Scherf again. And they're not a contender in that division because I want to state this. The Cowboys will win that division, and then I think Philadelphia is one team that they have to look out for. Just saying, for the future.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about the NFCs. We're not here to talk about the NFCs because actually I want to finish up our division. If you guys have any more final thoughts on the Broncos, we will move on to the next game that I have for that division, for this division.
I got nothing. There was really nothing to say about the Broncos.
Well,
go to the next one.
We will play the rebuilder contender game. Rebuilder contender, I think it's easily for the Chiefs. They're a contender.
Mm-hmm. Super Bowl contender too. So
yeah. And then the Chiefs or Chargers. Sorry, they're a pretender. I'm sorry. I'll give it. They're good. They're a contender in terms of talent that they have. But I fear that they will fuck this up once again.
I feel they'll be a piece or two away. If they get a good piece or two, they might be a playoff contender.
My point is, he has 2 really good options at wide receiver, and he's still not getting the job done. Now, maybe if he adds a third option in DJ Chark or something, I wouldn't say that's a bad option. Just saying. But I don't know what it is. I have not watched one bit of film on this guy, Jalen Guyton. Someone really told me that this man was going to be the next Mike Evans. And I got to the point where I didn't even want to look at film because you know what? I'm sorry. That sounds like a lot of BS to me. I don't know who Jalen Guyton is, and I don't give a damn who he is. There is no way you're going to tell me he's going to be the next Mike Evans. Who is Jalen Guyton? I've never even heard his name until these Charger fans want to tell me he's going to be this next great guy. Well, let me go see it, okay? I'm not even going to look at film because of how much overrated this motherfucker's probably getting. Same. Anyways, there's some Charger fan who believe he's going to be like their best, like or he should be the replacement to Mike Williams, which I don't understand. There's some fans that don't want him. So I'll be honest, if I'm the Raiders and you really want to like hurt a division rival, maybe go get like A-Rob. No, I don't even want A-Rob. Because here's the thing, if you get A-Rob, you're not getting Mike Williams. That's two tall receivers. And I would really want some speed on one side, some length and tall on one side, and then you have like your slot option in Hunter Renfrow. So if you get Mike Evan or Mike Williams, you have to go get someone who's smaller and a little faster. And I would probably say that's probably like a Justin Ross.
That sounds like Chris Olave in the draft for me.
Actually, it's probably Justin Ross who runs or actually, there's an underrated name in the draft, and I've brought his name up. I haven't brought his name up on stream, but I want to bring him up one more time. Let me see.
Okay.
Shit. Where is it? Oh, I guess I'll pull this up right now. NFL 2022. I want to pull up his name. Wide receiver. Prospects. Fuck. I can't spell. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna. He's out of North Dakota State. Now hear this. What's that? Where is it? What's the North Dakota State logo? The fuck? Okay, I really gotta look hard for this. Oh, Christian Watson. He's a 6'4", 210-pound receiver who runs a 4.38 40.
Whoa.
Motherfucker, what?
What school did he go to again?
North Dakota State. He's a FCS school.
That's not a I was gonna say because that's not a school that's not talked about a lot. You know,
No,
it's like one of them small schools over.
So, I'll keep it real. They should be mentioned more because they're probably the greatest FCS school out there. Like they're the best. Like if you want to go to FCS, they're that college you go to. Now, this guy, name me another receiver who is 6'4 plus, 210 pounds or so or more, and runs a 4.38. That man is scary. I'll be honest, he's kind of my second round option now. I know I've stated other receivers, right? I've said Jamison Williams, right? Screw all that. I want this guy. You kidding me? Hell, give me him and Allen Robinson. I'm fine with that. I'll be honest. But so Chiefs are a contender for everything. Chargers, they're a few pieces away from actually being good. Raiders, I'm going to give them contender for the playoffs. Give them 2 years for the Super Bowl chances. Just saying. Because they're going to have. It's expected to be over $80 million in cap space next offseason.
Wow.
If they make the right moves, and that's extending Carr, Crosby. They might extend Crosby, Renfrow, and Carr this offseason. If they do all that right now, then they might have more money for the future. Now, you're looking at in the ballpark for Carr, maybe a 2 year, $60 million. You go pay Hunter Renfrow. I'm going to say 5 for 50. I think that'd be pretty fair. $10 million a year. And then
Hunter's going to kill him.
Might be a little more.
What?
Hunter's going to kill him. His contract is going to kill him.
He's not going to get paid that much, though. I mean, he's not going to. If we're edging towards the where you think he's going to get paid about $15 million, he's not. What's good, man? What's good? Hey, TGG, if you want to join up here, you can. I think everyone in this chat, thank you for the new logo. And okay,
awesome logo, man.
Can I mention this, StreamYard? You fucked up the logo in the corner over here. Wait a minute. Why is our logo new here? But in the corner top where it says I'm live and broadcast, it has our old logo. What the fuck?
I don't
You
know.
know what? I'm not, you know what? It's StreamYard. I expect dumb shit from you and Instagram. Anyways, I think Hunter Renfrow will be about $10 to $12 million receiver per year. I'll be honest. He'll be about that. But
I probably lean, towards 12.
I'll give him, like, if I'm being honest, I could give him up to like 5 years for 55 to 60. I'll give him that. I don't think he's going to ask for the most, like, especially if we get like Devontae Adams here. I don't think he's going to go ask for $15 million. I really don't. Again, I don't think we're getting Adams, but if we do, that'd be nice. I might be really psyched up for that because there's some people who still believe he doesn't want to be a Raider, which makes no sense. I mean, hasn't he actively spoken on playing with Derek Carr and he wants to play with him? That doesn't sound like him not wanting to be a Raider. Just saying.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like that.
I'll be honest. Another guy in free agency I'd be okay with is a David Njoku as tight end too for the Raiders. Give him like 2 years, $12 million. I'd be fine with that. Now that's not a big contract. I don't want to pay. No, what I'm fearful is Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler are going to go overpay a tight end too. I'm fearful of that because they love running big tight end 2 sets. And one name that might also be thrown in this mix is Evan Ingram. I think he's like 6'5" or something, 6'4" or something like that. And I'm fearful they're going to go overpay for him. But I don't think they will. Again, we'll see what they do. I'm very excited. I think this is the most excited anyone's actually seen me of the Raiders. Because when they had John Gruden, I was excited to a certain extent. But I knew we weren't all that. And I think we are in the right direction. I think we have probably one of the best defensive staffs in the NFL. I'll be honest. And if I'm being honest, I had this discussion with people. Who would you take from this past year? Who do you think was better, Max Crosby or Nick Bosa? Without looking at the stats, who do you think performed at a high rate?
You said Matt Bozeman? What you say?
It was Max Crosby.
Said Max Crosby or Nick Bosa?
Yeah.
Who had a better season? Who do you think it was? Without looking at the stats, I can name you right now who actually performed better.
Crosby did.
Yeah, he did. He did. You know what?
He did.
And I get 49er fans stuck on this all the time. You know what? They want to say Nick Bosa was better because he had more sacks. Well, you look at this. I'm gonna read off their stats compared. Right? They both played 17 games. Max Crosby beat out solo tackles 39-27, assisted tackles 12-9. Oh, Afask. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I fucked up your name. I'm gonna try and add you a stream. He's a Raider fan. Afaski Raider. I'm gonna hope I said that right. Oh, if it lets him join, come on, StreamYard.
There we go.
Yeah, what's up, man?
What's going on, man? How are you?
How you doing? I was comparing the
chilling,
stats between two guys. So I was comparing the stats between Max Crosby and Nick Bosa because there's 49er fans who seem to say Max Crosby wasn't better because he had less sacks. Now, I was reading these off. I don't know if you heard any of the stats or if you want me to read them all off to you again.
I'm pretty familiar with like the stats. And I also go by the general feel, like from what you see when you watch them play.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
I will say this. First things first, hello to you. Hello to you other two. Sorry, what was your names?
My name is Will.
You can call me Punk.
Are you frozen?
Yeah, you can call me Punk.
Okay, so my name is Will. Hi.
Yeah, I know who you are. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you don't.
Were you on? Were you in the one stream with Raider Joe the one night when I joined?
Yes, I was. I'm a Kazi Raider, so I have my own channel. I was on Joe's show. I do a few lives.
Yeah, I subscribed.
He reached out to me, and Yeah, sorry, I just got a message on my phone.
Yeah, you're fine.
You asked me to come on your live. I was a little busy that day you asked me to.
Yeah,
Um,
that's fine.
but I thought,
I
you know,
do streams right now.
I like to give back. You know, so yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
no,
give you my time.
I do
I got a little
streams.
bit of time.
Yep. Yeah. No. At this point, me and my two
Well,
close friends here like to do streams every Tuesday and Saturday. For now, we did start off with So in the last month, I am currently, I think, at 110 subscribers. We've grown 50 subs in about 2.5 weeks, which has been a massive improvement. I set my link out. I don't know if you. I think you're on my Raider page. I think, like I said, I put my link out quite a bit. But
yeah,
very.
the only way you're going to get subscribers is by pushing yourself out. So, but you asked me about Max Crosby and Joe Bosa. So my opinion on the matter is this.
Nick Bosa.
You know,
Yeah.
Nick Bosa.
Sorry, Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa.
Yeah, you're
my
fine.
bad. So
You're fine.
Nick Bosa, like they're both great players in their own right. Nick Bosa, to my knowledge, may have more finishes than Crosby, but Crosby as a whole, you know, puts the pressures on and gets maybe a little bit more attention than maybe Bosa does. But
no, I mean,
just hang on. When you ask me who do I think is better, to be honest, like they're both great in their own right. So I'm not going to say one's better than the other. That's my answer.
That's fine. Oh. Yeah. Because if you look at the Raiders D line this year, I think it was more balanced than the 49ers D line as far as I think I've seen the numbers. Like the Raiders D line, didn't we have 10 from Yannick and then 8 from Crosby and 6 from not Solomon, but it was from Quentin Jefferson. He had 6. So it was more across the board, whether as the 49ers had 14 from Nick Bosa. I think it was 2 or 3 from the rest of that starting D line. Again, they're both great players, and I'm not trying to disrespect one DN. I think they're both great DNs, and I think they're both top 5, top 6 DNs in this league.
Yeah, I think the 49er defense as a whole, and to my knowledge, I don't watch a lot of other football outside of Raider football.
Yes.
But the 49er defense as a whole is better than the Raider defense. We improved last season, but there's still more we can improve on.
No, I think
just thinking off the cuff, I don't know, I just feel like maybe Crosby, being that elite player that he is, would garner a little bit more attention. But you know, we do have Unique on the other side where we get it. You can't really take the eyes off him, so to say. So that's my answer. Without watching too much tape, on the Niners, for me, it's just they're both great players in their own.
No, we can't. Yeah.
But I'm happy we got Crosby.
That.
I would take either up.
No, I'm very happy we got Crosby. I think he's one of the best, D linemen in the league. So I've also asked this to Raider fans: who do you want in your first round pick?
Okay, so if you just bear with me.
Yep.
Free agency changes everything. It changes your needs, changes what you need to do with the draft. So for me personally, you don't really know the full extent of what you're going to need and what direction you're going to go until free agency is over. But I will say this. What I'm hoping we do, wide receiver and right tackle, to me are our obvious glaring needs in with our roster at this time. Like I said, free agency will change anything. So at this time, what I'm hoping we do is we get ourselves a stud wide receiver. We get ourselves a good, even average, someone that's just better than terrible at right tackle. Just someone who's serviceable. Doesn't have to light the house on fire. Just someone who can just plug the hole and do a decent enough job for us. You know what I mean? And then come the draft, what I would like to do.
Yes.
In the first round, I would like us to go and get ourselves a stud linebacker, someone you can plug in and is ready to go. Someone like Micah Parsons did. You know what I mean? Someone who could just come in, fill that void.
I was going to say
that's the route I would take. And I think sorry, if I can just finish.
Yes.
I think in that 22nd pick range, I think that's where we are picking. I think that's a good range to get ourselves a linebacker who can come in, plug and play. Whereas if we go wide receiver or a lot of these other positions, it's going to take them time to develop. And for me personally, I feel like we're in win now mode. Let's get someone who can plug in a position that's of need. Doesn't have to be the biggest need, but someone who can fill the void and start straight away. That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
I think you said right tackle and wide receiver. I think wide receiver to me, I think is kind of like one of the biggest needs for us. Again, I think cornerback is kind of. I think cornerback is another big need because I feel like I think we all know this by now. There's that big chance that Casey Hayward is gone. He's probably going to join his DB coach. God, whatever his fucking name. Isn't it Rod Millis or no? That's the D-line coach, isn't it? Yeah, whatever his name is.
I get what you're trying to say.
He's gonna join them out in Indianapolis. And there's been I've seen the rumors of Anthony Averett maybe, even J.C. Jackson, who I think would be pretty nice. Because I don't think he's gonna get paid by the Patriots.
Yeah. So you're hoping we address that need in free agency, right?
I do a little. I don't really know exactly if we were to draft in the first round, like if we could, like I wouldn't hate an Andrew Booth, but I don't think he's gonna be available at 22. I don't know. We don't. It just depends, like because I don't think there's a specific draft order up to 22 where we draft that is, hey, this is what we're solidifying as the draft. Because we don't know, like up to the point past free agency. It just depends. Like it kind of wipes everything that's gonna happen. Now, like
I said.
Again, I don't know why that was one of the bigger questions on my – I think last night it was with Hammerhouse. That was like one of the biggest questions. I kept getting like, what do you want in free agents or what do you want in the draft? Well, are you guys like – I don't know if we just like forgot that, hey, we have like a 3-4 week period of, hey, we have a free agency to fucking handle?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think – and there's – still quite a bit of few people who think, we're going to get Adams. I think there's some that think it's guaranteed. I don't think anything's really guaranteed in this free agency. We got to see what we actually want to pay. It depends also what money we have, because I feel like, and I know I've said maybe cut Corey Littleton because of his cap hit and stuff, but I've actually had a different perspective at it, because when Corey Littleton was his best, what scheme did he play in? And I was told it was a 3-4. So I think maybe give him a chance under that scheme again, see what he does.
Yeah, it goes back to what I was saying. And this is why I'm not paying attention to the draft yet.
Yeah.
Because like I said, free agency changes everything. It changes what holes have been plugged in and what hole that we might have new holes because players come and go. You know what I mean? So I haven't really done too much research on the draft yet. But once the free agency out of the way, once we got to, like I said, a general feel of what our roster looks like, where our true holes are come the draft, that's when I start looking at positions. Like I don't look at mock drafts. Usually what I like to do is I like to say, okay, now that free agency out of the way, our biggest glaring need now is tackle still. So I look at the top 10 tackles that are available, and then like I look at tape sometimes, and I do that with whatever other positions we need. But you were talking about cornerback in the draft. I just want to say this. If we are to take that route, can we get a cornerback that's going to, you know what I mean? Like we've been through this song and dance before. We've in the last decade, how many first rounders have we wasted on cornerbacks and they just haven't panned out for us at all? You're looking at DJ Hayden, you're looking at Gary and Conley, you're looking at, you know who I'm talking about, Damon fucking Arnett. Sorry, exactly.
I agree.
And I'm sick and tired of us going for these guys and missing on the phone. You know what I mean?
Now, I do think the cornerback class is pretty all right. So maybe say, what's his name out of Florida? Khair Alam. And jeez, okay, I don't know who's that was, but that was weird. I mean, you could trade up in the second round to get a second round corner, like, and I'm not saying that's like a straight up starter right away. I don't think we're gonna draft a corner round 1 to start, because I think we've all noticed this. We aren't good at drafting in the first round, but this might be our first draft that I'm kind of excited for, because I think we actually got the right guys in the front office to make the right pick. We're no longer going to be reaching at a Cleveland forward. I still don't understand that pick. I mean, what did we give 1 year and then we kind of replaced him? Again, I don't think he would have ever panned out to be great. And that's not to disrespect him. It's just I don't think he was ever really all that. He was in a loaded D line of the Clemson Tigers, and
yeah. I mean, with Cleve Farrell, I mean he's, and this is I've said this on a few of my lives, and this is my knock on Cleve Ferrell. Like, I think he's a good rotational piece, and he does what he does well. Like, he's good against the run, and he's a good rotational piece. But when you're picking at pick 3, you don't. Sorry, I don't know if I cut out or not, but you don't draft at pick 3 in the draft to get yourself a rotational piece. You draft there to get a centerpiece. And for me personally, as much as I do like Ferrell for what he does, for me, being just a rotational piece, that's not good enough.
No, I think that they had visions of him becoming a star one day, but he didn't pan out to be that. That's the issue. He didn't pan out.
Well, of course, that if you're going to pick someone at 3, that's the benchmark. You've got to be a star. You've got to be a captain. You've got to be a leader of the team. And if you're only just coming off the bench, that to me, like, don't get me wrong, I like Ferrell, but that's not good enough.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I'm not wrong, Devin White was in that class, right? From Tampa Bay, right?
Yeah.
Or is that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would have liked him, or even a guy in Ed Oliver. I would have liked those, or even Josh Allen from the Jags, who's kind of becoming really. He just had a breakout year, but again, I mean, there was a lot of missed opportunities. If you look, I know I don't like. I mean, I don't know. People don't like when I do this, but I look back on the previous drafts and also later rounds. When we drafted Brandon Parker in the 3rd round, I think we all know who we missed out on, right? And Fred Warner.
Who did we miss out? Is he a tackle?
No, Fred Warner, linebacker from the 49ers. He's considered one of the best linebackers. I'm just saying it's a linebacker that we could have used again. But if I'm being honest, you mentioned linebacker, right? I think the guy that I would like to kind of have is Nakobe Dean. I think is he going to be there? That's the question. I don't know if he will.
He's the name that I keep hearing a lot, but like hopefully he's still around. Like, I wouldn't be mad if we traded up like a few spots if he's available. I would like to get that pick, but like you're talking about Parker and comparing him to that Fred Warner guy. I mean, there's a lot of players that you could have grabbed and whatnot. Like, hindsight's all good and great. You know what I mean? Like, people could have said that about how we got Max Crosby in the 3rd round. He would have been what? Like any other, if people knew how he was going to pan out, he'd be a top 3, top 4 pick. You know what I mean? So, hindsight's all good and great. Like when you can see how players pan out in the end, so to say.
I agree. Yeah, you never know how anyone's going to pan out. Like, we've seen many late round picks that you probably would have just scoffed at right on draft day, and then once you actually see them play, it's like, oh, in hindsight, you could easily see that, oh, they could have been a 1st round pick. But it's a crapshoot with the draft either way. Like, you never know who's going to succeed in the later rounds. 1st round, it just really comes down to how you develop them and how committed they are to the game. There's so many factors that come into play when it comes to drafting a player.
I mean, Nate Hobbs. Just last year, Nate Hobbs, a guy nobody had on their draft board. Even when we picked him at 4th or 5th round, like even we were like, who the fuck is this guy? And look how he turned out.
I really thought he was going to be like a piece down the road that would have been a star, but immediately he was arguably a top 10 nickelback or slot corner. He was really good.
One of the best in the league.
And people, when he first initially got that stupid report or where he got arrested, and we all know now he wasn't drunk. We all know that now, but there were some fans of the Raiders that were like, "Oh my God, he's gonna get arrested. He's not gonna play this game." I knew from the start he was gonna play in that game. I knew it from the start.
I will say this though, I don't know if you've seen it, but 2 weeks after that incident, he got arrested again for speeding.
Yeah, I saw
the freeway.
that. Yeah.
And for me, like, look, that's a bad look when you've just gone through that whole song and dance with being arrested for, not being drunk but sleeping in the car park, and also with everything else that's going along. So for me personally, it's a case of like, I love Nate Hobbs, great steal for us, does what he does well.
Smarter.
But you need to get your shit together.
Yes.
I don't want to see any more of that shit this season. No more. And not just him, from anybody else.
No, I don't want to see anything from anyone. And I know, I don't know. I mean, there are some people who think I'm crazy when I say this, but if Henry Ruggs' situation never happened, and I mean, if we still have had him all year, arguably we would have won. I mean, we would have been up there with Kansas City for that division. We would have won more than 10 games, I think. And that it just like it hurt us when we didn't have that because Carr. We all saw this. I think we can all agree about this. Carr's play did regress heavily without that wide receiver option to throw to, and Edwards, he's inconsistent. He is. He's a little inconsistent, and I'm not saying he can't be something better because I know there are times that he's wide open and he's not getting the ball, which I would like to see. If he's getting open, I would like to see Carr throw him the ball more. But again, we'll see. So
it's on him to get open. It's on him to create these opportunities.
Well, no,
Yes.
I mean there was plenty of
You know what I mean?
opportunities for him open. It's almost like when people bring up how Deshaun Jackson was getting open throughout the year. Well, who gives a care? Who cares? He wasn't catching the ball. He was dropping most of the passes that he was getting the ball thrown to him, and they were great passes.
I just want to say this.
Yep.
I just want to. Sorry, I'll let you finish it, and then I just want to say something one thing before I got to get going. Sorry, continue.
Well, no, I was gonna say like,
sorry, you finished. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. I was gonna say if you had to look at the free agents that we have coming into offseason, who would you like us to resign? Oh, is he there?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Looks like we're freezing here a bit.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's out. I think he's from. Raider, we got you there, man. Hear me? I saw a little movement. I think we might have lost him.
Cool.
A Fox. Hear me?
Okay.
You must have froze. He back now.
Oh no.
Oh, he's gone.
Okay.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, good.
Darwin's not here. Let me remove that part, and then we're going to add him back on. Oh, come on.
Y'all signed the
I
players.
really wanted to hear what he had to say.
Okay. Yep. Okay,
Sorry,
we're back.
my connection.
We're fine. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
I don't know if you want me to repeat the question.
Who would you sign?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Or the team?
Yeah, I had asked you. Yeah, who would you resign?
Okay, so resign
They
or
already
sign?
signed a lot of people.
Resign.
Resign.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really looked at like who's coming up to the end of their contract. Oh man.
Defense.
I mean, for me, Derek Carr is our best option at quarterback, like at least for now. So I would like to see him either play out his contract or re-sign.
That Quentin Jefferson showed up for y'all too this season.
Yeah, so Quentin Jefferson, yeah, I'd be happy to see him back. I would like Casey Hayward to come back, but whether or not he comes back, probably not.
New accusations.
I was gonna say I think I would also like Darius Philon back. He was pretty good at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Although you'd have to question what's his health like, because remember before he came to us, he had a pretty bad injury and he made a comeback for us, and he served us well. But he went down with another bad injury, and it was to his leg, to my knowledge. And when you get those injuries, bad ones that pile up,
that's one of the best front fours I've seen in the league this year. Dominant, like you don't have to blitz when that front four can put pressure on the quarterback like they can, and you don't have to blitz. Man, that's something serious.
Yeah, I was happy with the performance about that.
4 seconds, if that. They was in the backfield in 4 seconds.
Again, our secondary, it was good, but again, I don't like the soft coverage our DC ran. But on to what you were gonna say, Afakasi, because you had something you were saying. Sorry.
Yeah, I just want to say before I go, we were talking about like the draft, and I just want to say that the Cleve Farrell pick, like it sucks, and it's disappointing that he didn't live up to that potential, but he was still able to contribute somewhat. The things that pissed me off though is when the front office make these picks that you can see from a mile away are not going to pan out. I'm talking about guys like Damon Arnett, anybody, myself. I'm no expert. I'm no professional.
No.
I don't do
I never
extensive
claimed
research
it.
on these guys. But even I could have seen from a mile away that was a bonehead pick, and that was never going to turn out. Sure enough, it didn't turn out. He was, as advertised, a complete bonehead. And you know what I mean? Like, if I'm just a casual fan, if I can see that happen, why can't these guys see that was going to be the case? You know what I mean?
No,
That's what pisses me off is when they make these picks. Like, they try and get cute. They reach for these players like Lynn Bowden, Tanner Muse. Before that, the guys I'm talking about, like a PJ Hall, a Jihad Ward, like these kind of picks that we pick in the first and second round. That just, you're trying to get cute with the draft. You're trying to reach for these players that are head scratching picks, and sure enough, they don't pan out. It's like, can we stop doing that, please?
I really hope this is the best draft we have. It's just, we need it to be. And then, if I'm not wrong, to add on, I think wasn't AJ Terrell in this past class with the internet, or was it before that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember. But I was gonna say the guy that I know was in that draft class that I would have also
One moment.
liked.
Give me one.
Anyways, I was just gonna say the guy I know that was in that draft class. Well, here, let me look at this up because I want to have an answer for this because let me see here. So Damon Arnett's draft was. Sorry. Oh,
yeah, I think he had AJ Terrell, CJ Henderson. Although I think CJ Henderson.
So it's the 20. Okay, so he was 2020. I want to see this right now because I
guys, I gotta bounce. Thanks for having me on, man.
All right, thanks for being on, man.
I'll see you another time, bro. Oh, bye. But the AJ Toro draft, I want to see this because if he was 2020, that's the guy I would have liked. Did he? Yeah. If his. Oh, okay. That's why. Never mind. We couldn't have got him because he was actually number 16, and we were number 19 with that. So but even, you know what? Even number 13 when we drafted Henry Ruggs, if we would have drafted AJ Terrell, that would have been an excellent pick. And number 19. I think you could have gotten CeeDee Lamb, and that would have been excellent.
No, they wouldn't have gotten CeeDee Lamb. They wouldn't have gotten CeeDee Lamb. The Cowboys got him at 17.
I don't remember who it was. I don't remember. I think. What's up?
Didn't the Cowboys move up to get CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah.
No, they stayed put. They stayed put at 17 and got him there.
See, the team that the Philadelphia Eagles are the team that were trying to move up to 16 before. To try to get CeeDee because they didn't want their division.
That's what I thought. I thought so. It was them that I knew somebody tried to move up to get him, and they didn't.
Again, it was like you mentioned. It's been horrible drafts for the past fucking millennium. I mean, it's been horrible, and I'm waiting for the suffering that we have to fucking face every fucking year. And I liked Mike Mayock. I really did. But the fact of the matter is, he should have taken over drafting because John Gruden, you fucking suck at drafting. I mean, I don't claim to be knowing of every single talent, but come on. There, like he said, there's just like, what the fuck are we doing at this point?
Yeah.
I don't know. You get that draft though. Like you get one of those picks every draft that is just like that, and you need it. You just need better than that. Again, this has been. We're at the 2-hour mark almost. Jesus, I didn't even realize where we were on this stream because we got so much into this Raider talk with the Raider fan, which I'm very happy he came on. Shout out to him.
Oh, yeah.
Go subscribe to him if you can. I know I fucked up his. I think I messed up his name 3 times. I will work on that, my guy. But this is one of my final questions of the night. Pretty much actually, let me just make sure I have nothing else planned. Oh yeah, the Brian Flores talk that we were gonna have earlier. This is one of the final 2 discussions of the night. Will he work out in Pittsburgh or will it blow up in their faces?
I think initially right now, since he's going to be linebackers coach and neither assistant defensive assistant
So,
to defense or just
I know
head
it
coach?
says that, but there's been talk of him actually pretty much taking over the actual. It's not he's not the DC, but he's going to take over like the play calling of the defense. And here's my point: when we talk about Brian Flores, what did he try to do with Minkah Fitzpatrick in Miami? He tried to move him around to corner and safety and linebacker. And my point is, if he tries this again, Minkah will butt heads with him again because Minkah wants to be a straight-up safety. He does not want to play all around the field. That's not who he is. And I think he realizes that. He is not a Kyle Hamilton where you can put him anywhere on that field pretty much outside D-line because I don't want to see that. Anywhere on that field pretty much, and he can succeed. He can't. He's a safety. He cannot succeed at other positions. He's proven it. He's not a cornerback. That's not what he is.
Yeah.
So if this comes back to bite the Steelers in the ass and he wants out, you can only blame Brian Flores because he doesn't listen to what the players want. That's been something that I've heard. He's not a player's coach. He's not really the most liked. So we'll see. How does this work? And will TJ Watt succeed like he was? Will the scheme be changed and will he succeed as highly as he was? Just a question. Everything's a question mark right now. Because if he takes over play calling duty, he's of that defense, he better be able to make sure they compete.
Yeah. So I don't think it'll blow up in their faces. Like I think he'll have a say in it, and he'll just focus on defense. He won't focus on the whole team. And he does well with defense as long as he doesn't get too cute with who he puts where or too cocky with the play.
As long as he puts the players in the best position to succeed and where they want to be on that field, they will be fine. But if he goes trying to be cute with Minkah Fitzpatrick and he's trying to move him around, he's going to want out because he's going to butt heads with him. He's going to tell him the same thing he told him over in Miami. You play me at where I am. You play me where I'm good at or I'm out. And then they traded him. And you know what? That looked bad on Miami's part. Because Miami could have been elite. Do we not realize that? Like, they had 2 elite corners. Imagine they had an elite safety.
How secondary, though? Yeah, imagine.
That would have been scary.
I can't remember who it was.
Who?
Micah, because he shouted out a team earlier while the season was still underway that he wanted to play for. He wouldn't mind playing for. As a fact, I think it was in the division, and he was like, we'll never trade you to another team in the division."
I don't know. We'll see what happens with him, but I mean, we'll see how much he takes over of that defense, and I think he'll be pretty good over there, though.
He's going to be out this year. Let's see. We'll see how they go.
Yeah.
And then the Cowboys, what are they going to do? I think this is one of the bigger talks I've wanted to have because there's been reports that they might cut ties with not Michael Gallup, but they want to extend Michael Gallup, and they want a trio of Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, and Juju. Because there's been talk of them cutting Amari Cooper because that saves them $20 million, and then it saves them another, I think, $15 million with cutting DeMarcus Lawrence. And I must say this, I don't think those are bad moves. They get more money and they can build up more depth, and they can only get better. I'm not saying that it's a better trio, but then you put CeeDee Lamb as wide receiver 1 and see what he does.
Yeah. Also, you got to remember the coaching and play calling is also going to play a part in that. You saw what Kelmore did to that offense. Like, they underachieved. They could have done a lot more, even with like
Kelmore is god fucking awful, and he's actually been called out. He's been like the fans do not want him. They don't. They want him gone. And you know what? There were some that said, I want Mike McDaniel. I think he would have been nice in Miami if you had the trio of Juju and and CD and Michael Gallup, if they bring this, their number one goal this offseason was reported to be re-sign Michael Gallup for a 4-year deal. If they resign him for the next 4 to 5 years, you lock him up because I think Amari's 28, 29. Just saying. And when he goes, and you have that younger receiver core, just saying. Now I want to say this. Dak Prescott got overpaid.
Yeah, obviously.
And then they need to cut ties with Ezekiel Elliott, if I'm being honest. I think Tony Pollard is a good running back, and he just needs a running back too.
I think with Zeke or Amari, I can't remember which one. I think they're stuck with one of them for one more year. One of them they can cut now, but yeah, I'm
not saying cut him, but I'm saying trade him.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think anyone's going to take on that contract for a running back. That's for sure.
I don't know. I mean, they just got to figure that shit out because Zeke is not. Zeke and Pollard are nice, but they're not. I don't think that the Cowboys are going to go win a title anytime soon. I don't.
Nope. At least I hope not.
And I think I think it's an easy answer actually for our division because I think we answered every contender and stuff except the Broncos, and I'm gonna say they're not a contender unless they get a real quarterback. If they're stuck with Jimmy G, they're not going anywhere for a few years.
They might get Carson Wentz.
Kirk Cousins, no.
What?
They might get Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins.
So, on that note,
they might get Deshaun Watson.
So you know what the funny thing is actually, the Steelers are actually invested in getting Carson Wentz.
I heard that too. Carson Wentz could be a Steeler, but I
don't know. That just look weird.
Like I was saying to you earlier, that I just read it, came across my screen, and I was just reading it, and I was like, "What the fuck? Flores is going to Pittsburgh." I was like, "I ain't see that on my ticker earlier."
That was like a 2 o'clock. That was like a 2 o'clock report.
So
yeah,
I just noticed the connection, and then you told me at the same time when I was reading the connection with him and Deshaun. And I said, damn. That's when I put two together. I said, damn, it's kind of weird that all of a sudden now they want to handle the Deshaun Watson case. They want to get this over with and push it behind him so he can move on. And maybe it could have something to do with him going landing him. But here's the catch with that though. Flores ain't running the show in Pittsburgh.
No,
he's a defense.
I would keep it honest. Tomlin likes his picks. I think we know this. And I mean, outside of the trade for Minka, he hasn't really made any big trades to ever really go and trade away his picks. Would he really be willing? Because let's be honest, he's gonna have to give up a haul of picks for Deshaun Watson.
And that's what they don't.
I don't think they're gonna get Deshaun. I think they're gonna get Carson Wentz, and then in the draft, they're gonna draft a quarterback for the future who they know doesn't have all these allegations against him. Can't pick it, and we'll see.
Well, at least if they do get Carson Wentz, at least he's gonna go to a team, and Carson is gonna know what it feels like to have some big guys up front block for you, because them boys can block.
Wait, we talking about the Steelers?
Yeah.
That O-line's fucking ass right now. What? For the future. Anyways, again.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all we have.
Yeah.
For now, at least.
I kind of haven't really spoken on this, but my plan is the day free agency starts and like their signing period happens, I think what my plan is I want to run a show during the free agency. So any report that comes up, we can give it right away. Or keep on saying.
Or
yeah, when we go back to your boy Hunter.
What's up?
Hunter.
Huh?
is on he's top 10. Hunter's gonna get paid big bucks. I'm telling you, he's the top 10 receiver. He's in the top 10 of the best wide receivers.
So I like him, right? I think he's a good receiver, but and as much as I hate to discredit him, he wasn't top 10 to me.
He's number 2. They got him at number 2 of the most reliable.
I cannot personally put him over a Mike Evans. I can't. That's one guy I can't do it right yet. I just can't. Like Mike Evans, let's be honest. If anyone ever mentions to you they want consistency, who do you first think of when they talk about consistency?
You got him. He ain't up here on the top 10 list. Mike Evans.
I know he is. It's kind of disrespectful. The motherfucker still had 1,100 yards. Like I don't know.
No.
When I talk about consistency, when I talk about what consistency is, I think of Mike Evans. Just saying. But if you guys have any more thoughts, let me know. Outside of that, we're gonna end the show and we're gonna all go put this link up on our feed. I'm going to send this link out to like 80 people, and we'll see. This will be a fun hour for me. God.
They got Mike Evans ranked 21.
Everyone who came through tonight, thank you.
That part by AWS
okay.
to tell us why Cooper Kupp.
You have an issue with that. I just like when like a fuck.
In the history of these
whatever your fucking name is, I'm sorry. I'm butchering your name. I'm sorry. But anyone who came through tonight, peace out. I will see you guys another time. Darren, if you want, you can send this link out to other people. I'm gonna send you guys the link. I will see you guys next week or next Tuesday. Okay.
All right, bro.
See you, man.